Hey guys, it's Lisa, One Happy Place Creations. Back with the final page, the final paper bag page 6B. So there's 6 pages in this album, and I did A couple of days ago, and now I have B done. So the base page that's going to go on the bag is, now the bag is 10 inches long and 6 inches wide. And so this is basically 9.5 inches, and I scored at 1/2 inch, and I scored at 5/8, and then I scored at 6 5/8 and 6 3/4, and then over this way I scored at 10 and 10 1/8. I cut out, let's see on the black, I cut out the little cut down the score line on this line, went all the way in the score line and back out again. I left about 1/2 inch for my tabs, and I did the same thing on this one. I just cut out the score line, and I cut it to the second score line on both of those, so I took out the entire little section there. So hopefully you can see that. And what that does is it's going to make the little tags still leaving 1/8 of an inch for my pocket. Okay, so I got my bag, and this is actually going to be the back that I'm sticking onto the bag, and this is going on it. So let's see, the best way to do this, I think. Open this up, get my glue. Now I'm going to stick this on to the first score line. So that's where I'm going to put my glue. It's about 1/8 of an inch away from the first score line. And of course all the way around the rest of it. And I'm just going to butt that up to that first score line. And see how I am straight over here. Looks good. So then this is going to actually close up like this. Okay, now this piece here is going to go like this. So it's going to be like a trifold when it's all said and done. But I'm going to flip this back over again. Flip this over. And I'm going to do the same thing, even though I only have 1/2 an inch here. Just right up to that first score line is where I'm going to put this paper. So I'm going to try and keep this about 1/8 of an inch away from the edges. It's a little harder when you've got a small space here. And then I'm going to line this up right up at the edge and right to my first score line here. Alright. Let's see how I'm doing over here. And I didn't get it butted up very well. It's hard to see on this pattern side. Let me pull this back up. I think everything's still wet enough. Get this right up there. Now I can see that score line. Alright, let's see how this is going to stick. Give it a good burnishing down. Flip it over. Okay, and I got a little bit of an edge, and I'm okay with that. I will probably cover it, although it is not. Yeah, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It's good. Okay. And then to just soften this transition a little bit, I am putting this here. And then this is going to have a tag in it, so it's only going to be glued down on this 1/2 inch here, and then the edges. And that'll give me a little place to stick a tag. Yeah, so that's going to butt up against that first score line. And I just thought it would help with the transition. If I choose to later on put a piece here, if I still want to soften that up a little bit more, which I may do, I'll dig through the paper that I've got left here, and I'm sure I can find something. You know, like if I wanted to do something like that, and that would soften it up a little bit more. I just need to, you know, find a longer piece. But anyway, so don't want to put glue on the actual glue something while I'm got it laying on my actual project. Never a good idea. All right, and then I'm going to put a titch here and a titch there. All right, let's get this back over here. And again, I'm going to line it up on the edges and right up to that score line. All right, down just a little bit. And got a bit of glue coming out. Just going to snag that. Okay, so now you can kind of see how this is going to come together. And that's going to be the front of the page. Okay, so let's start on the front of the page here now that I've got this together. Move my ruler out of the way. I cut a pocket. And this is 7 inches by 3.5, and it's scored on a 1/2 inch on each side and at the bottom. And then I just let's see, what do I have here that then I just angled. I want to make sure I can get that so you can see it. I angled a little bit. Oh, excuse me. I angled a little bit in on here so that those don't interfere with each other and make my corner really thick. And then I'm just going to there we go. And this one, and this should fit right here, and it looks like maybe I need to play around with it a little bit. It should fit right in between these two inside score lines. And it looks like I need to play around with this just a little bit. And a lot of times, if you're just a little bit off, if you just pull it just a little bit, actually hold it and push down, you get a little bit of a, no, I still need to go more. I thought I had double checked this, but you know how that goes. So I am okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this some more so I don't rip the paper. Because if I were to start bending that more, it was just going to rip that corner. So I'm going to pull this in a little bit more than I did the other side, because I'm looking for a good bit of change here. Alright, let's see where I'm at. And I just kind of inch away at it until I get it where I need it to be. Gosh, it seems like I'm going backwards on this. Okay, now I'm just really giving it the good what for there. Alright. And we're going to line that up. Now I'm lined up here, but I'm not here. So I need the corners to come in a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this again, because I don't want my corners to tear. And I'm just going to pull that corner in a little bit more. And my paper is tearing. So you can visually kind of see that this needs to come in just a little bit more. Now let's see how that's going to be. Okay, lined up there and lined up there. All right, I'll put some glue down on this. When you're doing this and you have these and they cross, you either cut them down or you make sure this flap is on the outside. On the inside. Because when you slide your paper in there, if this is on the outside, it's going to get stuck on that flap and not want to go in. If it's on the inside, it's just going to slide straight down in. So you always want to make sure that you've got that, if you've got them where they overlap. And as a rule, I usually try not to really glue them down just because they tend to interfere with each other. And there I'm gluing on my project, which is never a good idea because if you go off of the paper with your glue, you get unwanted glue on your project. So, okay, making sure that the side flaps are inside, lining them up with my score lines, both side to side and on the bottom, so that is straight. Alright, there we go. And I know that's pretty busy. But I have this little piece here, and I'm going to line it up, visually line it up so it's going to kind of look centered from here to here. There's going to be more on this side than this side, but if I move it too much over. Well, there we go. That looks somewhat visual, and then line it up across the bottom. And I'm just going to glue on the 3 sides here. I was just doing it to cut up that that very busy black and white pattern. I mean, it'll almost make you seasick. So we're going to line it up here and line it up here. It's good and it's bad when you got this stuff. Okay, so then there's that little pocket. So having a, I don't know what I did. You know, I'm going to be working on, but this will be a little pocket here that'll break up yet again more, and then there'll be a larger pocket back behind. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. Okay, so that is our front of this page. Now, I have this piece. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. This is my pocket, and it's got 1/8 of an inch along the bottom and 1/8 of an inch on each side. And I want to make sure I got the right piece here. Which one? Yeah, this is it. So I'm sliding this in to my slaps, my flaps there. And I'm going to glue this onto this card on the sides. So I'll be making a pocket here and making a pocket here, all with the same flap. So I am going to put the glue here and here. It's about 1/8 of an inch on the inside of the inside score line. And I'm going to go hold this way and slide this in, making sure that it's fitting inside where my flaps will close, and that it's going to be nice and even. A little bit of glue stinking out, not that I worry about it too much. And there we go. So then that's going to be a pocket here and a pocket back here. Just again, just a little bit of added interest. I think I might even, let's see, yeah, get my corner rounder here on the 1/4 of an inch side. And I think I'll just round those corners. There we go. Yeah, good. Okay. So then, I'm trying to make sure what all I'm doing here. So then I'm going to glue these pieces down. And since I have this piece, I don't have to worry about, usually I take little edges off of here, but I'm not going to worry about that this time. Another reason why I did this is because it helps maintain the, where that I actually am going to get some rounded corners. I mean, not rounded corners, but squared it off. Because it kept falling in and I wasn't getting squared off to get my actual 1/8 of an inch edge that I wanted for this pocket. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little push. And this one, get that, there we go, little edge, give that a little push till it catches. Okay, there, and then it's going to close this way and this way, and it's going to go on the bag like this. Okay, so it'll go boom, boom, and then on this side I didn't want just all that black, so I'm going to move the bag. I went ahead and I just had a very thin strip of this, which was going to leave me a little teeny edge of black across here, which I kind of liked. And I cut these out. I took my cutter and I cut a straight line to here, stop, lifted my blade up, put it back down, cut across, stop, lifted it up, put it back down, and went all the way across doing that. And then I fussy cut out the flowers. And so it gives just a little bit more interest than what I might have normally had. And I like having just a little bit, and I might even add some more, but I like having this little bit of black across there and then these sticking out. And I've got just enough room to get that one there and this one here. So I'm going to glue the pocket down along here, and I might tack this end and this end down, but I think I'll leave it up. I'm just going to tack it across here. And I think that that's going to leave me a little bit of edge I'm going to have to cut off, but I figured I'd cut that off afterwards. I wanted to make sure I got everything down the way I wanted it. So I'm going to put my glue. I don't want to put it on the other piece of paper because I don't know exactly where it's going to fit on the paper, and so if I put 1/8 of an inch down and I'm actually a little over 1/8 of an inch off, then I won't have any glue going on to my paper. So I'm putting it on this and then going to put this where I want it. So I'm going to start off here getting my line, the depth I want, and lining up my flowers on each end where they need to be. Sorry if my head's getting in here. I'm trying to see what I've got up there. Yep, that's good. And so now I'm gonna just give that, I'm just ever so slightly lightly doing it because I don't want a bunch of glue to come out if I over glued. And I'm going to flip it over and see. Now I can give it a nicer, harder burnish. I know it looks like it's crooked, but this back end was not cut exactly straight. But I wasn't worried about it because I knew I wasn't using that edge. So there's that. And I'm thinking you can see, I'm trying to get in between my tripods here. I'm thinking that you can see the little bit of black that's showing in there. Okay. And basically that's it. I've got to, I'm just going to go and cut all of this off you don't need to sit and watch me do that. But, you know, so now I've got pockets here, pockets here. I'm going to be making tabs. I'm going to be, probably this little twinkle twinkle bit is going to go like right here. And then this is good room for a picture. And I've got a tag space here and a tag space here. So now my next video is going to be on making tags for these and figuring out what pages I'm going to be putting where. And just kind of some final decoration stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed this. And I will... Oh, I know, I had one other thing that I was going to show you. I had some fussy cut flowers out, and I was just going to, let's get some, oops, get some dimensionals here. This one was right at the edge of the paper. It lines up with these, but it's flattened up right here instead of being a petal, but that was the edge of the paper that was already cut. So I still cut it out, and I'm going to put it on a dimensional here. Well, actually, no. This one I wasn't going to dimensionalize. That's okay. We can pull it off. No problem. Let's get that puppy off of there as best you can. It doesn't matter. It rubs off pretty easily. There we go. Get this thrown away so I don't get it stuck everywhere. Okay, so this one I'm just going to kind of glue down. See, I don't like it when it when they get cut off. So let's see. This has got to go this way, and I want to get glue on stuff I'm not supposed to have glue on. So I'm just going to glue this one down. Get the little leaf there. Okay. So I'm just going to line this up. And if it leads over the edge just a little bit, it gives it, it just adds that dimension that you're actually looking for by having fussy cut it out. But the main reason I'm doing it is because I don't like half a flower stuck there. It just looks silly. And now, see, I can put either this flower or this flower over that, and nobody will be the wiser. Put this flower down below. This flower here above, and I am going to dimensional this one. I'm going to put one here and one here. Me and these things don't always get along very well. And I'm just going to kind of, let's see, I'm going to kind of get it right there so it's close by. And this one, I think I'm just going to glue him down. I got a big old clump here. I'm just going to kind of move that around, and I'm just going to glue him down right about here. There we go. And then this fella, just got to figure out which, there. Which one lines up with which one here? Ah! There you go. I think that's it. Okay, well we can even offset it, and that gives it a little more. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this one. I think, yeah. Alrighty. So we're just going to kind of so it's not, they're not lined up, so you can see parts like it has other petals behind it. And then this little thing I was just going to put here, it just kind of ties this in with it. And I've got so many heavy flowers on this side, I just was going to put this little bugger here. Make sure I've got it right side up. And just a little bit of glue on there, kind of spread it around. Really thin little bit. Sorry, sometimes I'm looking a little funny. I've got my, and just put that down. Now all of these, when I fussy cut out anything, I use Claudine Helmut Studio Multimedia Matte. It gives it some strength, so you know that it just it gives it some extra strength so that they don't like rip really easily and things like that. Okay, well that was it for tonight. I am very excited to be this far in the book, and I'm excited to take it even further. So bye for now. I hope you find your happy place and start creating, because I love bringing you into my happy place and to create with you. It gives me somebody to craft with. So enjoy, guys. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.